on YouTube. My YouTube has its own mind. My YouTube decides whether it wants to go on YouTube or not. So today it has again decided to go on YouTube. Hallelujah. Okay. Give me 1 minute. I've lost everything. Okay, here we are. So hello and a very warm welcome to all of you on yet another Saturday, yet another session where yet I have nothing new to say. And yet here we are to listen to some more of the same Gyan on some more topics. So today the topic is helplessness. Helplessness, feeling helpless, and also on the other time, not feeling helpless yourself, but really looking at somebody and wanting to help out from their helplessness. They are the ones feeling helpless, and we are the ones who are looking at it and desperately wanting to help them out. So firstly, feeling helpless yourself. And here you are, so many different situations when you might end up feeling helpless. It can be a time when there's really nothing that you can do about the situation. The situation is not in your hands. Outside, whatever is happening is just unrolling, unveiling, and you have nothing to do except to watch it. You might have many different reactions through it, but really there is nothing that you can do about it. You can simply watch it. That would be a place where, something is happening to loved ones or even to yourself, but really, it's a game, it's an accident, it's a miracle of some sorts, and it's playing out, and there is really nothing that you can do to hold back in it. In that moment, yes, we feel so much of helplessness. Other parts, something might be happening in front of you. You want to stop it and you can stop it, but you're not able to do it for some reason. Most of the times, those reasons are fears. For example, your loved one is saying something to you and you know that they are not speaking the truth. You know that there is something. Oh, let me first make my hair. Okay. I can see hair poking out from everywhere and it's disturbing the life out of me. Okay. So you know that what they are speaking is not the truth. You know that, whatever they are saying, they have different stories for different people. This is a story that they're telling you, and you know inside that this is not the truth. Something tells you this is not the truth. However, there is nothing that you can do about facing them, telling them something or the other, because you have greater fears attached. So if I tell them this, the other thing will happen. Maybe they will leave us. Maybe they will stop doing this to us. Maybe they will something or the other. Some other fear story stops you from telling them, whatever your true reaction is to whatever story you are hearing. And in that case, what will you experience to yourself? You will experience helplessness. Sometimes it's just a small, it's a small event happening on the outside. You look at somebody else is going through problems. And then you look at their life or something, and then you start to resonate at that same frequency as well. And you begin to feel the helplessness. In many of these stories, which we hear about the world, what is happening in the world. This is a personal story of mine. This is many years ago, so I wasn't aware, but then I was in the US and I suddenly heard this news that, some bomb had exploded in some market in Delhi. And really the bomb didn't do anything to the rich folks who were inside their shops, but it killed many people who were walking on the footpath, who had the roadside stalls, etc., etc. I used to get very shaken up by the stories. And I can understand today that it was a frequency within me that I was resonating at. But I would always get very shaken up at stories which were about people getting into helpless situations. And then not knowing what to do, I would simply just say, okay, I have some money and I want to give my money to somebody who can be helped from that money. So I remember spending a lot of time trying to just find out, is the government doing something for them? Well, it wasn't that it was in the news or anything. Nothing was being done for those people who had died. Some of them didn't even have identities. And then I got after my mom. I really just, I said, like, go find out, go at least go to the market, find out. I want to send money to them. And my mother was like, things don't work this way. She didn't tune into that frequency. Today, I understand. But I was like, how can you just sit and not do anything? So much has happened over there. These people have nobody to go to. Tuning into pure helplessness. Today, I realize that all my reactions were coming from my frequencies of helplessness. I was tuning into all of these frequencies, not my mother, not because she's heartless, but because I held that frequency of helplessness in my energy field, and she didn't. She didn't hold that much helplessness. Whatever she held, her story. But for this piece where I was constantly tuning into that helplessness, and I would sit and feel heavy and so alone and so sad for many, many days. And here it was, this urge to do something for someone, to be helpful to someone. I didn't realize at that point, of course, I didn't realize my journey hadn't started in words, but I didn't realize that it was my own frequency that I had to work on first. There was nothing else to be worked on. This is the frequency of helplessness. It creates a lot of sadness. That is the other frequency that we tune in. It's all, coming to the same thing. Helpless, sad, sometimes even angry at why things are happening the way they are happening, why there isn't some solution to something. When we think too much from our minds, we are always looking out for solutions. This is what I was doing. I would just simply be, okay, if I send some money, it will at least help someone. That is a solution from my side. Having sent some money to somebody might have felt good to me for some time. And then yet another occasion would come up for me to experience more of the same frequency. I tell you, it kept happening. That was the way I used to grow my frequencies of helplessness. I used to have an open line. Anybody would call me on the phone. In those days were the days of landlines. And so if anybody ever called me on a landline and said they're calling from an NGO, no matter what the cause was, it was beaten up women, it was unprivileged children, it was old people, it was diseased people, it was the cancer society, no matter what the cause was. I used to really sit in a lot of guilt saying, oh, I can't do anything for them. And I used to tune into this helplessness saying, I can't do something for them. Okay, at least let me give them my money. So all of the money that was going, where was it going from? It was going from my frequency of guilt. Helplessness had given way to guilt and to sadness, but largely to guilt. And then from the guilt, I would keep giving some money or the other. I don't think, today that I understand what money is worth and what money's value is and what it really goes into. It really goes into creating emotions for us. All kinds of emotions. Over here, I thought it was trying to lessen my guilt. But no, it just simply becomes a tool for producing a little bit more of that. Then this would happen. It was really funny. I was working. I was making a lot of money. But then every time something or the other would happen, somebody or the other would come. And because I said, no, I must do something for this and I must do something for that. That sense of doership and that sense of everything is wrong with the world and I'm just feeling I cannot do anything. So money was the answer for me trying to get away from my guilt of not doing anything. And so I would keep giving till the money would run out. And it would run out. Whatever I was working for, no matter what the amounts were, the money would run out. And then I would just be sitting and feeling even more sad, saying that, oh, now I don't have money. So the Anshu would sometimes come home and see me crying, and I'd be like, oh, this person needed money and that child is so much in need of this and so much in need of that. He'd say, well, you have all my checkbooks as well. Take the money and give wherever you want to give. Why are you sitting and crying? But here again, money would play a tool. Now, instead of feeling guilty just on one end, I would also feel guilty on this. And oh no, how can I take money from Sudhanshu? I'm already giving away whatever I'm earning. I'm making no contribution to the household. And now I have to even take money from him and to give away. So now guilt playing on both ways. So this is how the circle continues when we are unaware. We don't understand that whatever experience we are sitting in, unless we have zeroed down on the experience itself through the emotion. What emotion am I experiencing? If I have not looked into that, I cannot come up to a solution. What seems like a solution right now is going to just simply create more and more of the same situations. So, definitely this is all that kept happening. I do understand that it was a part of my journey as well, to go through all the experiences that I came to create for myself and to feel helpless, because helplessness was sitting in my energy field. So I had to experience it. I couldn't run away from it. I was trying to, by trying to find solutions, but the more I got solutions which were external, some more situations would keep showing up, which made me feel extremely helpless. There were things happening in the family itself, and no matter how much I tried to change people, see here, no matter how much I tried to change people, they weren't changing. And when they weren't changing, I felt helpless. And so much of helplessness growing. And then I find that from that space of sadness, from hurt, from finding that there are really no answers that are working, guess what? I found my path here. So all of these experiences, we are still not running away from them, except that now that you are here into your aware self, you must be into the aware self. And that is the only reason why we are both sitting together on this webinar. So now that our aware experiences have started, we can just simply look at the frequency of helplessness and release it. So how to release it? What program do we have that keeps creating this helplessness story around us? The program that we have, all of us are guilty of it. If we have children, then we think they're children. If we have old parents, then we think that they're old parents. We do not look at people as energies. We do not look at people as creators of their experiences. And so when we are thinking only the body, and this is where we get kind of into the roles, we get into the roles of parents, we get into the roles of spouses who need to be looking after, the other person, or looking after the children, looking after the family, looking after old parents. And from there, we begin to collect more and more of helplessness. Why? Because we can't change anything. No, we really can't. We can only simply change ourselves. We cannot change anything on the outside. Even as we work on ourselves, the situation might change outside, or the situation might stay the same. However, the beautiful part that happens in awareness is you begin to recognize that there is nobody outside that I can shift. And all of these experiences, I am being shown only so that I can work on my own energy. No one else exists. I am being shown a space where I'm feeling very helpless. I wish somebody could change this scenario with my son. I wish my son would be in this profession. I wish my daughter wouldn't do this. I wish my parents would come and live with me. Life would be so much simpler. All of these are solutions that we are trying to fix outside. And then, so many people come to me for healings from that space and say, I really wish you could do healings for my child because my child is going through X, Y, Z. And many a times, no matter what the child is going through, the answer that comes to me is there's nothing wrong with the child. You simply shift yourself. All of these experiences are showing up to you even more and more because you are creating more energies of helplessness for yourself. And that is where all the fingers finally come in. Even this frequency, this pull is so much. This is, if you are seeing somebody in a helpless state, the pull is almost like you are being heartless if you don't help. And you are running away from this title of being heartless. So many people, again, come to me and say, no, now you know what? Something is happening in my family which really needs my attention. But I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm sitting very peacefully and calmly. And I am now feeling guilty, like I should be doing something. I'm not doing something. It is not impacting me. What should I do now? Well, the thing to do now is you're sitting in a space of calm. Actually, that energy of calm is already going to help everybody around you. Not in the space of immediateness that, okay, now everybody is going to immediately become calm. However, everybody is receiving your energies of calm and peace as you sit in those frequencies. But now you've added on another frequency to it. Because you are sitting in peace and calm, now you are feeling guilty about sitting in peace and calm. And so again, just simply be able to look at yourself and say, what am I feeling as the outside is exploding and it is not impacting me? Oh, I'm feeling like I'm heartless. It should impact me. Why is it not impacting me? This is not even fair. This is my child we are talking about. I'm supposed to be doing something. Yeah, that's how much force the role calls you out with. But that force, that role that is calling out to you, that force can only be seen if your attention is inwards. The minute your attention is outwards, you're going to get sucked into one story or another. And then again, the solution finding is going to happen. It is not our space to find solutions. The solutions don't exist when there's a situation outside. The solutions don't exist in those frequencies. To be able to find the solution, you have to go to the solution frequency. Everything that is happening around you, why is this happening? When will this shift? Why doesn't she change? Why is he behaving like this? All of these questions which make us feel like, I wish I could do something, but I can't. All the question frequency, it's the helpless frequency. If the helpless frequency is playing out in your life, please understand that will create only just more helplessness in you. The only way to shift it is to be able to understand the frequency, the game. And the game is only, if a frequency is playing out outside, simply put your focus within and say, is it impacting you? Is it not impacting you? Are you seriously sitting at peace, or are you trying to sit at peace? Are you shutting yourself out, or are you being an observer? Those are two different things. One is simply to shut yourself out because you don't want to watch anything that is happening. When you are not wanting to watch something, then that is resistance to watching something. The play will continue, and the play will continue to bother you, because these are two really different things. To be able to observe everything that is happening outside as an observer versus running away from situations because you don't want to watch, and putting in a forced place of peace. If peace is not coming to you, simply take a look. There's got to be attachment underneath. That's the one thing that takes peace away in one jiffy. You've got attachment, you've got linkages, you want to change somebody else's life. That attachment is only going to lead to expectations, because you'll do things. You'll keep doing things to help somebody, and then they won't change. And as they don't change, those expectations of yours, I'm doing so much, at least they could do a little bit of effort. At least they could change even slightly, 5%, 1% maybe. But when they don't change, who gets sad and who gets even more hurt and who sits in even more helplessness? That would be you. So when somebody in front of you is going through a situation where you really wish to help them, maybe it's a friend of many, many years, and now, you've been watching them deteriorate in their situations for the longest time. They keep going into that stuff. You've told them, oh, here are these funny classes. You can come and attend. They will help you become aware. They will help you change your life. And they're not ready to listen. And then you really want, okay, Meenal, can you just do some healings for them so that they will listen to you, at least so that they will come to your program? And I will always tell you, it's not about them coming to the program. It is first you letting go of your expectations that they should change. Nobody is lost. Everybody has their own energy field. Everybody is here for a certain set of experiences. We cannot change those set of experiences, but we can change how we look at those certain set of experiences. When we are too much into wanting to help someone, we have forgotten. We are so busy looking at our role, again, as I pointed out, as a parent, as a spouse, as a child, whatever it is. If we are looking to change outside, we have forgotten that each one of us is Shiva. I am Shiva of my own energy, and they are Shiva too. And so they are going to experience. My telling them, not telling them is not what matters. But if I am able to come to this point of recognition that indeed they are Shiva and I am Shiva too, and then accept their journey as it is. All that is left for you to do is to accept each one's journey, to understand that this is neither the beginning nor the end. This is only, a tiny little life, which is a continuation of many, many experiences. Nobody is lost. Everybody has come to earth to play with knowledge, to play with a lot of outside experiences. There are two eyes that are constantly looking out for that purpose. And as we go through our own experiences and find that we are changing our own energy, that is the energy that we convey in that environment that we are in. No matter what the environment is, we are not silent people, even if our mouths are zipped up. Even if we say nothing, our energy is constantly talking to every other energy. And that energy, sometimes, we are like inside the mind, there's all of this conversation going on, and you want to say this and you want to say that, and you're not being able to say this and that. Why? Because you fear, oh, they will mind and something will get even worse than what it is. The situation will be even, badder than what it is right now. And so you keep quiet, but guess what? You are not really keeping quiet. Whatever your energy is, whatever those thoughts are in your head, those thoughts, those vibrations, those frequencies are being received by everybody in the room and beyond. No matter where they are, if you're thinking about somebody with worry, yes, they will receive those frequencies of worry. And then guess what? Well, they will convey those back at you. They will be your mirrors of your worry. And so when you feel helpless that somebody outside is not changing, allowance, acceptance, each one on their own journey. You have your own journey. You haven't understood their power. You're simply looking at your power or the power that exists, in the frequencies, even the aware power. You're even looking at awareness and desperately wishing that they also come into the awareness space. Everybody will come to the awareness space. However, they, last week we spoke about destiny and free will. So free will is with everyone, and everyone can simply push this path of awareness away. And so you're doing the same too, by constantly being in the space of, I need to help this one, I need to help that one. By being in that space, you're only simply looking outside, not recognizing their Shiva, and you too are using your free will to let go of to let go of awareness and sit a little bit more in unawareness. Do you just sit like a dud and do nothing and watch as everything just simply goes to the dogs? The whole family is ruined and you cannot do anything? Well, the answer is pretty much, has the family already gone to the dogs? But no, if it hasn't, then here it is. It is your fears that if you don't do something, if you don't become the doer, then the family will go to the dogs. That's your fear as well. So again and again, looking at attachments and looking at fears and looking at what all you are creating in your mind through your imagination. However, if the family has already gone to the dogs, take a look. Take a look at everything that is still creating. I will still sit and I will still watch as outside nothing changes. I will still only look at myself now because in my own family, I have seen it work. I used to be this, as I mentioned, I used to be this unaware person who was constantly holding standards for people, saying, you need to be this way, you need to behave this way. You're born in my family, you are associated with my family, blah, blah, blah. And you have to behave in a certain way. If you don't behave in this way, that my God, I am not, I'm so shattered that you are part of my family. I was this person constantly judging and wanting things to improve. Did things improve from there? No, they didn't. Did things get worse? Yes, absolutely. Every relationship of mine got worse from that point where I was sitting. I was sitting at a point of judgment and judging everybody else's journey. The journey wasn't very pretty, and that's why my judgments weren't very pretty either. However, when this journey of mine, this aware path of mine came forward, and I started to follow on this aware path, the only answers that I got was, my job is to love unconditionally. My job is to love unconditionally. And I couldn't understand how that unconditional love was going to pan out, because how can I love somebody who is doing all of these wrong things in life? How can I even show my love to them? But the answer came again and again. Your job is only to love everyone, not just them. It's to love everyone unconditionally. I couldn't understand the meaning of unconditional love. That is how we are when we are unaware. We think love is doing something for someone. Even when somebody is feeling helpless, I have to do something for someone to let them know that, listen, I love you. But this is not how love happens. This is very, very conditional love, because with this love, with this expression of love, look, I love you. Now please change. I really, really love you. Now please change. This condition is constantly attached to it. And this condition had to be completely let go. And as I let go of that condition, it took me some time to even understand that this is what unconditional love looks like. But as that began to happen, for a long while, nothing changed. And I would just simply sit and observe myself. But one thing had started to shift, which was me. No longer did I feel so aggravated at the very same events that were happening earlier. I would get aggravated sometimes, but then that was only simply because anger was still within me, and expectations were still within me, and hurt was still within me. And all of those links were connecting and making me, work on my attachments. But the more those attachments were worked on, I could see that the same events happening would no longer create so much of angst inside of me. And then suddenly, out of the blue, one day, just like that, the relationships began to change. Just like that. I say just like that, but it wasn't just like that. It was all the work on me that I had done. It was the understanding of unconditional love that I was coming to understand. That is where the shift was happening, and the relationships began to change. Cannot even tell you how many relationships of mine have changed when I have worked within. And so that is why I understand that all my feelings of helpless and wanting to create change around me and change this person and change that person, the only person that needs to change, the only person that needs to look at change is you yourself. The fingers coming within at all times. What will happen when outside the stories go stronger? What action should you take when the outside stories are getting out of hand, stronger? Should you just sit? I say, okay, if you can sit, sit. If you can't sit, do anything. Do whatever you wish to do. Always, I tell, do whatever you wish to do. However, the space from where you wish to do it. That space cannot be worry, cannot be tuning into that helpless feeling. If I'm helpless and you are helpless, we can't help each other. The only place from where one can help, if you are poor and I'm poor, well, we are two people who are poor. If you are walking in some really bad shoes and now I also start to become an empath, yeah, that's another word that we should deal with in today's webinar. The empath who tunes into everybody's emotions and who wishes to help everybody, and they simply take on their energies. And really, that's all that they do. They call themselves nice, fancy words called empaths, but empaths are simply people who are getting tuning into everybody's sadness frequency, tuning into everybody's helpless frequencies, and then sitting over there trying to find solutions. And the only thing that I have been told time and again is that you can only help somebody who is poor if you yourself are rich. And so for you to be rich, all you need to do is station yourself in powerful frequencies, knowing that you are Shiva and the other is Shiva too. They have all the power and you have all the power to be in the frequencies of joy. When you sit in frequencies of joy, you sit in these frequencies of feeling powerful. That person will already be receiving some of these frequencies from you. Are they going to change? Are they not going to change? The eye is not on them. If you're going to get too attached to the outcome, oh, let me change my frequency so that they can receive those frequencies so that they can change. The work doesn't happen this way. The work is letting go of all outcomes, not pinning yourself on some outcome and waiting for that to happen as you shift inside. Because then you're not really shifting. Then you're not in a surrender mode. You're not really shifting. You are pretending to shift so that an outcome can be achieved. Well, the universe does the same thing then. The universe also pretends to give you the outcome while the outcome is nowhere close to be seen. So the answer is not to be putting our fingers on outcomes and saying, oh, I really wish that I could help this person this way or that person that way. The only outcome that we have to look into is to release, to look at our own energies, to change our own frequency and come back, keep bringing the needle back to joy. For ourselves, we can do it easily. If you can't remember how to do it, well, simply come into my energy in those moments when you can't remember. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. Meenal is in the frequencies of joy. I am Meenal. I am in the frequency of joy. Stay stationed at this thought. I am Meenal. I take energies from Meenal. And from this space, you will find that you will be able to detach from that situation over there. Even as I use the word detach, many of you think that you have detached when you no longer wish to talk to those people to help them. And you bring a lot of distance between you and say you have detached. This detachment comes again from the mind. It comes from separation. It also comes because you have experienced too much hurt already. And so you say, okay, this person has given me so much hurt already. I'm better off listening to what Meenal says, and I'm better off detaching from this person. It is too much attachment that is causing me all of this hurt. And so let me detach from them. That is the right answer. And then you come to me saying, I'm totally detached from that person. And I say, nope, I don't see it that way. I see that you are still detaching from the place of hurt. The place of hurt, he has hurt me too much. I do not want to be in that position anymore. The finger is still outside. When the finger is outside, then we will keep getting hurt, no matter how much we detach. But that hurt will keep happening because we are using the word detach, but really we are only experiencing more and more the frequency of hurt. The frequency of hurt is causing us to run away from that room, to run away from that place, to run away from that life. And so I say, I tell them, no, go back into that same place. And next time you detach, you have to detach from the place of love. When will that happen, that detachment from the place of love? I did give that answer already. When you are able to accept everyone's journey as it is. No wish to change anyone, simply acceptance and allowance of every journey around you. They are Shiva and you are Shiva too. You are Shiva of your universe, they, the Shiva of their universe. You cannot shift, but you can accept and allow. From that place will come allowance and love, the unconditional love. And no longer, when they are not listening to you, when they are not doing as you want them to say, when you walked away, when you walked back, when you said something, I'm only talking about, all my experiences of my personal life. I walked away, I stopped talking, I started to talk, saying, okay, maybe I can help now, maybe I'll change my tone, maybe I'll do this, maybe they'll change. And nothing will change outside. Only you will keep collecting more and more the experiences of hurt, because that's the frequency that you wish to play in when you are looking outside and wanting to be helpful to somebody. It is resonating at your own frequencies of helplessness that you want to be helpful to somebody outside. So what is it that you should do? Again, you can do anything. You can do all of those things that I just said. You can walk out, you can walk in, but firstly, only after you have looked within at your own energies. If your own energies are those of acceptance and allowance of their frequencies, their life, their journeys, then go do anything. From that space of love, I say, beat them up, throw them out of the house, do anything, but from that space of love. And keep watching yourself. Even as you take the next step of throwing them out of the house, keep watching yourself, because it only takes one moment. You might be now in the frequencies of unattached, unconditional love, but as soon as you're done one step ahead, the frequency might change. And now you might feel anger or you might feel guilty. So keep watching yourself. Many people will come to me, they've followed through on something, and then they think the story is over. I did. I looked at myself. You told me to look at myself. I looked, I detached, I did this. And in that moment of complete detachment, I told them to walk away. And they walked away. But now they're gone to the whole world and they're telling stories. And, I don't like the stories that are being told about me. And here's the most beautiful part. The story never ends. So that part of the story is over. You came to your answers, you shared your frequencies, you came to a place of peace and calm, but work still remains on you. And so the work has come through the next story. Now they're saying all of these things, and why did I even do that? Forget what you did, because that moment is done and dusted, and you know that you did in a place of complete peace and calm. But the next story has come up, and again, the question to be asked is, what am I feeling now? So when you are feeling angry at the kind of stories, you're feeling judged, you're feeling insecure, you're feeling fears, well, here's the next phase, and you have to work on your next phase. The stories are unlimited, just as we want the love from you to be unlimited and unconditional. Well, the stories are unlimited, and they will continue with us for the rest of our lives. Every minute is a new story. But through the new story, if we learn to look within, we will find that most of the stories that will come, and they will not produce any emotions amongst us. They will not be shaking us, jarring us, any such thing like that. We will be able to sit and look at the emotion right through and experience. Am I experiencing that anymore? No, I'm not. Okay, this story is not meant for me. When the story is not meant for you, it'll still play out. It'll play out for the many other actors who are around you. But in that moment, when you are sitting at peace and calm, neither are you tuning into somebody's helplessness, nor are you wanting to work on somebody, nor are you wanting to help. I constantly tell people, I don't care, really, for somebody who comes here every Saturday and gives this Gyanbazi for 1 full hour and then some. And I still tell people, I don't care what your life stories look like. I have no problem. You can continue in those same life stories. I don't feel sad for you when you say, oh, the husband is still beating me up. Oh, I still don't have any money. I don't feel sad. And that is where I don't tune into your feelings, your frequencies of helplessness. If I tell you, just looking 10 years ago from that person who was sitting so far away and feeling so helpless, something has happened, I need to help somebody. From that person, I have really moved almost 180 degrees. I would feel everybody's pain. That kind of an empath I was. I would feel everyone's pain. And then when this journey of mine started, I was told, no, can't help anybody from being an empath. It's not a good thing, because really all that you're doing is every new frequency that comes to town, you're simply tuning into that. And that too, not those joyous frequencies so much, but everybody's che che pe pe is what you are tuning into. Everybody is crying and everybody is sad. And guess what? As you tune more and more into their frequencies of sadness, that's what the universe is going to bring to you more and more. Sure enough, when I said I'm going to help everybody, any NGO that comes by, 2 came, 4 came, 20 came. There was no end to the number of NGOs who would find my number and keep coming and asking me for money and increasing my experiences of sadness. Oh, I can't do anything to help. Today, when I sit, if money has to go to somebody, it doesn't have to go from me, from the space of I need to do something. When somebody comes to me, I simply ask in guidance. It's so beautiful that this point can happen without judgment, without feeling the guilt that I'm not helping somebody. I simply leave it to money. I have a way to come to decisions. Shall he get this money? Shall he not get this money? Okay, money, I'm going to toss a coin. You tell me yes or no. Whatever you say is the answer. I don't even look into the person's history. Oh, they already have so much money. They're not really in half the trauma that they say they are. I don't look into anything. If money says yes, the money goes. If money says no, the money doesn't go. And then what is that money going to be used for? I hope it's enough. No, all the answers simply given away with whatever comes in guidance. From that place, I don't feel helpless or helpful. From that place, all I understand is money must have wanted to give them some money. That's it. And I'm the one who's holding the checkbook in my hand at this moment. And he's told me to give the money, and the money goes. Whether there is somebody who's more needy than the other, I'm going to have to judge their neediness. No more all of that. I said, a lot of money still goes out from my hands, but it is so beautiful that most of the times money also says to me, no more giving the money for, this one is doing so poorly, this one is doing so badly, they need money to survive, they need money to sustain. It goes towards creating frequencies of masti. When somebody says, okay, you're doing a holiday over here and I want to come with you and I have no money, and then I'll ask money, okay, he wants to come and holiday with me, but it's expensive. And money will sometimes say, yeah, give them the money. And I give it to them. It's not from the place of, oh, they need my help. It's a place of, oh, I'm going to be in masti and they are coming there too, so that they can hold on to my masti, so that they can be in my frequencies a little bit more. So having let go of the judgment as to who is the more needier person, I have stopped tuning into frequencies of helplessness. From that space, whatever action we take, it's all good. Let me go into some of the questions. Somebody sends me, I just closed my eyes, tuned into your frequency, and saw you and me sitting on a crescent moon. Oh, so cute. Okay. And then they find it funny that I say every new frequency that comes to town. Yes, so cute. Yes. So as you are sitting, seeing me and you sit on a crescent moon or on a full moon or whatever kind of moon it is, notice that you must be experiencing a little bit more of the masti that I bring. That masti frequency, that frequency of joy, that frequency knowing that we are taken care of. The moon can change its size, crescent to full to none, whatever it is. However, we will still be in masti at all times, because we can bring our needle back to that masti, to that unlimited joy. Okay. All right. So here we are on helplessness and trying to be helpful as well. So feeling was calmness. Yes, feeling was calmness. That's what masti is. Just bliss and joy and feeling feeling so calm inside. Okay. All right. So, helpless. Yes, back to the topic of helpless. So here we are, just rounding up the entire thing. Do we need to feel helpless to help someone? If you want to be of help to someone, firstly, just simply look at the frequency. When you want to help someone, where is it that you are coming from? Change your frequency and then do whatever. You want to give them away, give them your entire wealth, do that. It's okay. It doesn't matter. The wealth doesn't matter. You don't matter. Only the frequency that you are holding in this moment matters. And so you can do whatever you wish, whatever gives you more joy, and not giving from the place of, oh, poor thing. That, oh, poor thing, this one needs my help, that one needs my help. It also happens a lot to us in the spiritual journey. When we have found the answers, we really just want everybody around us to come into these frequencies. Oh my God, I found such an easy way. You have to come and meet this person. And I always tell people, for sure, sit in the middle first, which is firstly work on yourself to see from what place are you trying to bring that person in. Are you thinking that you really wish to change their life, and for that reason you have to bring them in? Firstly, release that frequency. And then if the thought has come that bring this person to Meenal, then go and tell them about Meenal. And that's it. Just go and tell them and then let them be. So if you have first worked on your attachments, if you have first worked on your expectations that they should come, they must come, they have to come because their life has to change. If you've worked on all of those expectations, then firstly, having done that, then you simply go and tell them that you found somebody, they have all the answers, they can help you as well if you wish to come. And at that place, leave it. Your job is done. What happens to many people? They will either sit on this side or on that side. First set of people will go and really make a strong push. They haven't worked on their energies first, but they will find that, no, I need to change this one's life. They're really going through crap. And so they want to change that one while still tuned into their frequencies of helplessness. Nothing works out. Not even if that person comes to me, even if that person does everything, they will continue to show their helpless sides to that other person. Why? Because that other person hasn't worked on themselves. And then there are people who get so frightened of talking about Meenal, saying, no, if I tell them about this, they will totally reject me. They're fearful of, go do the program. No, they're fearful that, no, what will that person think? And that person will make fun of me. That person will judge me to be this and that and everything. Again, over there too, the work is only on yourself. Whenever I'm given such guidance, where it's difficult for me to follow through, and I see some resistance, of course, my first stop for anything is, as soon as I can bring the finger back within, I sit with that. It doesn't happen sometimes on moment 1, it happens on moment 4, moment 10, whatever it is, not judging how many hours it takes for me to come within. But when the finger comes within, I will begin to work on all aspects of what will they say, what am I thinking, what is my creation, what if this happens, what if that happens, what if they come, what if they don't come, what if they come and yet nothing changes, what if they don't come and really go down the tube. So, working on all areas of it through only one question: what will I feel? What am I feeling? What will I feel? What am I feeling? And I finish my work on themselves, on me. And then I will simply go and take the next step that I was told to take. For example, this keeps coming to me to tell. For example, if somebody will, if guidance has come that I have to give my house to someone, I will see all the resistance points for myself. And then if I have to give a house that doesn't even belong to me, what is the next step? I have to go and ask the person to whom the house belongs to. And so my job is not to make sure that person has to say yes or no. My job is simply to do the work on myself and then go over there and ask that question. And that's it. Accept every answer. Accept every answer. The same thing when we are sitting with helplessness, or rather, when somebody else is sitting with helplessness and we want to be helpful towards them. Firstly, all the work on ourselves. What if they say yes to our help? What if they say no? What if I offer my help and still nothing changes? What if their life is completely ruined? What if? All the what ifs, you answer which frequencies are you coming from, and you firstly release your frequencies of fear, worry, tuning into their own helplessness, etc., etc. And from that space, just the next step, go and tell them, and your work is done. No selling, no marketing, nothing is needed, but your work is done at that point in time. And so that's how we always, whether outside story is strong and is constantly pulling us in, or the outside story is that of calm, and inside is all where the turmoil is. In all of the cases, please take a look within at all times. Let's see, do we have more comments? Does anybody want to ask any questions? Everything understood already? Love your frequency of masti, pure nasha. Rima says, experience that at Bandhavgarh. You know what, darling? It's so beautiful that each of us at Bandhavgarh, we went out for a holiday, in case anybody is wondering. So we were 5 of us who went out for an experience at Bandhavgarh, and most of us experienced masti. And then somebody didn't experience the masti. They experienced whatever they were meant to experience. They experienced whatever their energy, was all about. And it's so beautiful because, they really hated me for whatever experiences I brought to them. And again, when somebody hates me or somebody loves me, if I get triggered from that space, if I get triggered, then only the work has come on me. Otherwise, the work will continue. The stories will continue in everybody's lives or another. I am not responsible for any story. But yes, I do understand that mostly when you are tuned into my story, the story will be of masti. So yes, thank you so much, Rema, for reminding me, of even the story, because for many days, I don't get into stories at all. But after many, many months, somebody wrote back to me and said, like, you're the most evil person on planet Earth. And I was like, okay, fine. That's wonderful. That is so amazing that you found me evil. Like, yeah, how can you even do this? You call yourself aware and you do this and you do that. And I was just simply laughing. I said, while you don't like me in person, my frequency is still there. You can tune into my frequency. It'll bring you a lot of masti. But then, of course, that was not acceptable to them because, again, they were sitting in their frequencies. And those frequencies, free will always play out wherever it needs to. Okay, the session of yours has helped me go better with myself for my wife's betrayal for 8 years. Betrayal. Let's talk about the word betrayal. What does the word betrayal mean to you? Let's talk about that as well. So when we talk about somebody's betrayal to you, it means that there were expectations that they would behave in a certain way. But they're only going to behave in the way as per the energies that you are holding. They have no choice. It is your energies that is going to give outside roles to the people who are coming into your lives. So even as it has helped you, but I would even now say, okay, you've coped with this so nicely. Now move a little step further and look at the word betrayal itself, because even with the word betrayal, there is a finger outside somewhere. And when you're able to understand that it is my energy that is creating all of these experiences for me, then you can simply actually thank each and every actor for whatever they have brought to us. See, I was just telling you how evil I was to somebody. When they understand that it's all their own energy, they will be able to thank the evil me. They will be able to thank me because they will understand that whatever hurt that they experienced came from their own experiences, from their own energy field. And so you too, I hope that you have found within you this answer that it was my energy and I can change it. Okay, whatever has happened, water under the bridge, because then you were unaware, then you had to go through all of this. Those were the experiences you came for, etc., etc. But now that you are aware, definitely you can change those experiences and you can sit away. It is also it is so much our experience of mistrust that brings betrayal from others. Our frequencies of mistrust. And so if you are looking at your own frequencies of mistrust and turning more and more onto the trusting self, you will find your experiences changing. If you haven't looked into your experiences of mistrust and frequencies of mistrust, well, do it now. Okay, so for me, it means being with me while being with someone else. Yes, perfectly. That's what your energies chose. And so being with you and then therefore going through all of that mistrust experience that you went through, whose mistrust frequency was it in the first place that played out? It was your mistrust frequency. And when you're able to say, okay, I went through that mistrust frequency, however, it's just a frequency. No matter how much we want to blame and everything, even ourselves, why am I holding this stupid frequency? Why did I have to go through all of this stuff? However, even over there, to be able to understand that no matter what we go through, no matter what it is, it's just a TV channel that we were watching, and we can change the TV channel. It's okay, we can change the TV channel when we know that it is a TV channel, when we know that we have a remote in our hands, and when we know which channel to press and to change the channel. So lovely, week after week, your talk reflects whatever I was thinking and dealing with. So wonderful. I just need to attend the Saturday session and I have all my doubts cleared, all my answers I need, and all the love and masti. How beautiful. Wonderful. And somebody says, sure, Mani, they're going to look into their frequencies of mistrust and change those frequencies as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, done with all the comments. Thank you, people. Thanks to all of you. Let's move to a few, what is it called? A few minutes of meditation. Okay, so I'm just kind of reminded to tell everybody, I know that these days I've mostly moved to English. I mostly have only one webinars and these English webinars, but I always remind you, if you have a problem and you want to discuss it with me, I understand English and Hindi, but you can even try a few other languages. And I'm sure that we will be able to give you an answer that is right for your energy shift. So you can ask me in whatever language that you are comfortable in. Of course, right now I speak in English, and so you might not even be with me, but okay, here. तो अगर आपके पास कोई भी सवाल है, कुछ जवाब है और आप मुझसे हिंदी में बात करना चाहते हैं और किसी भी और भाषा में बात करना चाहते हैं, तो आप कर सकते हैं। हालांकि ये वेबिनार्स आजकल ज्यादातर अंग्रेजी में ही होते हैं और मैं अब ट्रांसलेट भी नहीं करती। मैं पहले हिंदी और अंग्रेजी दोनों के ट्रांसलेट करके और इंग्लिश बनाया करती थी, लेकिन जो मुंह से आता है वो ही आ जाता है। लेकिन फिर भी आज मुंह से आ रहा है कि अगर किसी को भी मेरे से कोई भी सवाल पूछना है, भले ही हिंदी में पूछना है, तो मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं और मैं आपका जवाब हिंदी में ही दूंगी। Okay, all right, everyone. So having done that, somebody says, I many times go into the frequency of others, like depict them. As recently, I got ulcers as my husband was suffering from various ulcers, and the same way happened. No, dear. No. That's it. My answer is no. We go through, even when, so the answer is no, it's not because you picked up your husband's frequency and depicted it. It is because you were also resonating at the same frequency that it so happened. Because the first part of it is you many times tune into others' frequencies. All of us are that way. We are built that way. That's the mechanism. That's how we are meant to operate. That is why we are receivers and transmitters at the same time. We are both. We are not we are not somebody who can just transmit. I go through 48 different frequencies in a day. Oh, I'm going through her frequency. No, I just don't name them that this is, frequency of sadness and frequency of ulcers is their frequency. I only take care of noticing that I'm in the frequency of masti. That is my core frequency. That is masti. But it doesn't mean that I don't move into other people's frequencies. You should see me go into anger frequencies. There are two types of angers that I have. One is anger on you and not feeling any of it inside, but sometimes there's total anger on me. And actually, even that comes to speak of right now, that maybe I even talked about this in another one of those webinars, but I find myself helpless to the frequency and tuning into the frequency of complete rage and anger when I find that the universe is inconvenienced me in some way. And that's it. I looked at it deeper and deeper to see, where is it coming from? Am I feeling fearful that things will go wrong? I have none of those fears, but I still looked at it. And when I'm inconvenienced by the universe, I just simply tune into pure rage and feeling like, a little helpless, not towards the outside, but feeling helpless and not being able to control that rage. It doesn't happen whenever I'm doing all of this natak of being angry with you and giving you danda. It happens when the universe shows me inconveniencing. And in those moments when I am unaware, because when I'm aware and the same inconvenience happens, I'm quickly able to look at something else, and move my frequency to gratitude. But come those combination of two things, that I'm sitting in that moment unaware, and then somebody says the smallest, slightest thing, which might feel like inconvenience, and I feel my fury completely rising, and not being, if so, literally feeling helpless to that frequency of fury. I'm looking at the strange choice of words that's coming through my mouth, and I'm laughing because, wow, yes, you are tuned into some frequencies of yours and you feel helpless. I missed out on this point. And you feel helpless when you cannot change them. Many people come to me, oh my God, such a beautiful point. Many people come to me, are desperate to change their frequencies. They can see the knowledge part of it totally, that, they're sitting in that frequency. It's going to create more of it. It's going to do this, do that. And yet, no matter what, they are not able to change that frequency. And for that, they are just sitting and feeling helpless. Again, if you are feeling helpless to not being able to change your frequency, there must be some attachment within. This is just so beautiful as I speak, because this is work that is, after the session is done, this is work that is also coming up for me to be able to see that, okay, when I'm feeling helpless to the fury frequency, where is it that I'm attached to? Maybe I'm even just attached to the frequency of masti too much. So wherever you are attached to, also you have to take a look, because that's what is preventing you from changing the frequency for you. That's what is preventing your shift in the frequency. You have to look at where all there are still attachments. And so as you're holding on to an attachment to a person or something and feeling helpless, but then you're tuning into helplessness yourself, as you just keep sitting in the frequencies of fear or worry or sadness or something or the other, and you cannot shift. Take a look, it'll help you. Take a look at the attachment, and to be able to also see, is the attachment coming from acceptance and allowance, or is it coming from, again, is the allowance coming? What is with this? Okay, so is the allowance coming? Are you allowing them simply because you are at peace with everything? Or are you even going through the process of allowing and accepting because you are so desperate to change somebody else's life? Attachments will do all kinds of things to us, right? I think I have an answer which I need to look into. There is some attachment. And again, I think I also got the answer. My attachment is not to a person or an event, but it is to the frequency of masti. So even to let go of that attachment, it is my core frequency. It belongs to me. I don't need to be attached to it. And from not being attached to it, I can play in every frequency that I wish. And going back to the question or this comment that you asked, or you rather, wrote down saying, I tune into people's frequencies and then I get what they have. No, as you are tuning into, we are also tuning into, all of us are tuning into frequencies every day. And however, when we are aware, we can bring our needle back to something else. When we are aware, we can release. But because you are unaware, you may hold the same frequency that the other person holds. You might even hold another frequency, God knows. But the physical manifestation might be in the same way. The physical manifestation might be that the world has ulcers and you also have ulcers. Yeah, okay, world, no, but maybe one person in your house, yes. But it's not about being able to take on physical manifestations. If you are fearing, there might be fear that, oh my God, whoever I look at, let me not get into a room filled with cancer patients, because I go in over there, I'll take on their frequency. The next thing you know, I will have cancer. It doesn't work that way. You keep looking into your own frequency. As you got ulcer, husband got ulcer. What are the emotions that you went through when he had ulcer? And now what are the emotions that you have? You definitely have fear that I took this on from him. We don't take on physical manifestations. Physical manifestations are a result of the frequencies that are in our energy field. In our energy field, we are growing whatever the hell we want when we are unaware. And when we are aware, we are growing more joy, more surrender, more love, more unconditional, all of that stuff. Okay, now what else do we have? Okay, answers received. Thank you very much. And take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Just simply centering yourself with your breath, allowing yourself to observe the train of thoughts. Any thoughts that are happening right now, just let your mind wander freely and allow those thoughts, just allow them to come. And now, as many of these thoughts float in and float out, bring Meenal into your awareness. You are seeing me right here. You can look at me and bring me into your awareness. Or you can simply close your eyes and see Meenal as you wish to see her. This frequency of Masti as you wish to see her. Meenal, not this body. Meenal simply a carrier for the frequency of Masti. And so allow yourself to witness me in my pure frequency. If you're seeing me in the body form, let the body go smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point that the body is almost about to diminish. And now, being able to see a vast body of water. A vast body of water, and that is the frequency of Meenal. This water, feeling so calm, feeling so joyous. It's at the perfect temperature. This beautiful water, For the next couple minutes, simply sit by the water and experience Meenal as this frequency of complete calm, this water, this large water body that you are sitting beside and experiencing the calmness, the complete calmness that comes when the air is still and the water is still. And now, just slowly dipping one foot into the water, experiencing the temperature. It's perfect. It's just as you like it. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect for you. This temperature of this beautiful water that is not really the water. It is the frequency of Masti. This is Meenal in its water form. And you are just dabbling your feet into this Masti. Dabbling your feet into the water. Happy with your experience, you simply come a little bit more and you put your second foot into the water as well. And now, slowly, you're walking into this body of water. Walking slowly, experiencing the water around you. And it's rising, and it's rising. And you can feel the warmth. And you can feel the complete silence in your heart as you're walking into this beautiful water, feeling one with the water. Feeling one with this frequency of Masti as you get deeper and deeper. And now, the water is waist deep. Your waist is all the way into the water. Walking in a little bit more till the water is now chest deep. Stand there and feel the water. Your body going weightless underneath. And yet you can feel the gentle splish, the gentle splash of the water with that little activity that's happening around you. You are immersed in the water. And take a look at your heart as you're immersed, almost neck deep now. Take a look at what all you're feeling. Is the frequency of Masti within as much as it is outside you? Are you feeling any other frequency as you're standing in this water, neck deep? Whatever frequencies you're feeling, simply take a look. Take a look, observe. If there is fear, look at the fear and laugh at it. Smile at it and laugh at it. And let go. Immerse yourself just a little bit more. And now, moving further and further. The water is now up to your lips, now to your nose, now to your eyes, and now you're fully standing inside this frequency of Masti, huge water body. You're immersed in this frequency now. You are immersed in it and let go of your breath. Let go of your breath. Now, take a quick look. What are you feeling inside your heart? If you're in the water body, are you afraid of taking the next breath? Are you afraid of being immersed in this frequency of Masti body? If so, release your fears. And now take a huge next breath in. And you will find that the breath comes easy. The breath comes easy. This beautiful water body allows you to breathe freely. In and out, your breath moves, but now you are totally immersed in the breath, in this beautiful body of water. This frequency of Masti doesn't drown you. It just makes you free. It makes your body weightless. It makes you free. You're surprised at how easily you can breathe. You were expecting to choke. You were expecting maybe to not be able to breathe so easy. But remember, this is not just an ordinary bath. This is this beautiful frequency of Masti that you are right now immersed in. Stay here. You are now one with this water body. Immersed in Masti you are. Joyfulness, blissfulness in your heart. This water outside and the same water within you. You are immersed in this joyful frequency. You are this joyful frequency. Stay immersed here without the fear of losing out on something. This experience of being fully immersed in a frequency. When you do get out of here, other frequencies will come, but it's okay. You can always simply choose a moment and go back into this space of beautiful peace and calm. This immersion you can do anytime for yourself. Stay in this joy, stay in this calm, be in this peace, be in this joyful, beautiful frequency of Masti. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Thank you, everyone. Lots and lots of love. Enjoy. Enjoy your experiences and see you the next time.
Thank you.
Enjoy, everyone. Bye-bye. Lots and lots of love.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
Meena.
Lots of